Well, I've got a job keeping him out of that stuff, Tom.
Better watch him. It's a big fish. Can you handle him?
Yeah.
Good boy.
He's not so big. He just hit it so doggone hard. Wasn't that some kind of a strike?
All he did was exploded on it.
Look at that pretty fish.
The Fishin Hole with host Jerry McKinnis is brought to you by this fine family of sponsors. Eagle Claw, the most famous name in fishing. By Mercury Outboards, that's how the world goes fishing. By Ranger, the bass boat designed by fishermen for fishermen. By Champion, you can't buy a better plug. By Itasca Motorhomes. And by DuPont Stren, you need tough Stren.
Hi, this is Jerry McKinnis. Welcome to the Fishin Hole. I don't believe we've been bass fishing for a week or so. We got some catching up to do for you bass fishermen. Hasn't there been a lot of emphasis in the last few years put on smaller lakes? It really seems that way to me. I know lots of guys that are really kind of quietly, whenever possible, slipping around and getting on some of the smaller lakes and really having some nice catches. There's a doggone good small lake down in Texas, a few miles, maybe 50 miles from Houston, called LaGrange. LaGrange Reservoir just opened up this past fall, and I got down there with my good buddy Tommy Mursky, and we took a crack at catching a few bass at LaGrange. LaGrange is kind of an interesting lake in that the limit is only about 3, and they've got a size limit. And a lot of fishermen are enjoying just going over there and catching the fish and turning them loose. And I think this is, I know that kind of regulations aren't on every lake, and I know a lot of people like to take fish home and eat. But still, every now and then, it's just an awful good idea to turn some of them little fellers loose. Now, we're going to be fishing with topwater baits today, mostly a Zara spook, a few spinner baits, and my fishing buddy Tom Mursky, who's from up around Dallas, is the most enthusiastic fisherman I think that I have ever fished with. Every fish he catches is more exciting to him than the last one that he caught. And isn't that just about the way that it ought to be?
You'll see what's going to happen.
This lake's got a lot of moss in it, doesn't it?
Sure does. A whole bunch of it.
Boy, that's good. I hope a lot of it, hope it don't get too bad, but I'm sure it won't. But that moss sure does give those bass a lot of protection, don't it?
That gives little fish especially a chance to grow, and brings in the shad, brings in your good fish also. Nice fish.
Scrapper. I like that last one. Come on, feller. You're not that mean.
Watch in.
Huh?
Thought he's getting ready to jump in the boat with you. Look, it's kind of chunky.
Yeah, he is. I was expecting to catch an old big one by that moss fast there.
Yeah, he should have jumped all over it. I thought it was a lot bigger fish. Look at this.
Oh, he's not very big. Now I got him mossed.
Yeah.
Tommy, most places that's a good keeper fish. But
Yeah,
it's not
Chair.
a keeper here, is it?
No, not for this lake.
16 inches. And when you fish this lake, you're not really looking for them that size, are you?
No, you just want to catch.
Expecting to catch something bigger than that?
That's normally a good keeper fish.
Say, I just corrected myself on the length limit of those fish, didn't I? It is actually 16 inches and not 15. And I also would like to point out again where LaGrange is located. I know fishermen from all over the USA aren't going to just beat a path down there, but boy, the folks are in the Texas area, in Louisiana, and maybe even up around Arkansas, can certainly get around there and take advantage of this lake, especially if they're in the area. And it is located around 50 miles from Houston. I tell you what, it's right near the town of LaGrange. It's right near a very small town of Fayetteville, and it's maybe in between LaGrange and Columbia, Texas. It's right next to the Colorado River, and it's actually a situation where I guess they're pumping water out of the Colorado River to farm the lake, and then using the flow back out of it for power. You can see the power plant in the background every now and then. But we're in shallow water for the most part. The fish are from a pound up to maybe 4 pounds. I think we caught a couple of 4-pound fish, but these are just really nice fish. There's good flat bays are where we're catching most of our fish today. We will scoot back in a little bit of standing timber later on, but it's got a little bit of everything. It's got some drop-offs and contour where you can do some worm fishing. Got a lot of open area where fish were even during the time we're back in these bays doing a lot of schooling. Most of those fish were a little bit small. Some of the creek or some of the bays, naturally it's not full of creeks. It's such a man-made lake that there aren't a lot of creeks in it. But some of the bays have some standing timber in it. It's just got a little bit of fishing, just a little bit of different kind of fishing for everybody. And naturally, it not only has good bass fishing in it, but it has very good crappie fishing. Boy, we saw the Texas fishermen back in around those trees and bushes catching lots of crappie and panfish.
You handle him?
Yeah.
Good boy.
He's not so big. He just hit it so doggone hard. Wasn't that some kind of a strike?
All he did was exploded on it.
Shoot, he don't even know he's been caught. I got him so fast. Boy, that's a fine fish.
Isn't that something? It's a boy.
That really is pretty bass. This lake is well worth the fisherman's trouble, isn't it?
Just as you said it. You said, ooh, he ought to be coming right out of that little spot.
Kapow. You got one more patch of malt. You got it.
No, I got him.
Oh, man, you have got it.
What do you think about this?
I threw at that fish, and it wouldn't hit my bait.
He came right through it.
Merce, you're doing good.
Unless he's in moss.
No, he's right there.
He's right here, kind of stout, isn't he?
Yeah.
Look at here.
Boy, those are good, healthy fish.
More than healthy. This is a nice fish.
For baits, boy.
Jumped all over it. Just plumb.
Got him hooked pretty good.
Yeah, looks real good.
Trying to snatch me one out of that
Get this.
moss pile while you're... Boy, he blew up on that thing. Love it. Man, that is great.
Yeah, he is all right.
Full of fish that size, isn't it?
Full of it. That's a nice fish.
Right.
Oh, bugger. We'll see you.
Boy, you're right. They are mean, aren't they?
Oh, they stout. That's a big bass, man.
Well, I don't know how big he is.
Just wait.
He hit that bait, Tommy,
Still.
at the full length of the cast.
Was it still?
But, I mean, he was so far from me.
He did. That was beautiful. Really beautiful.
Boy.
Did he jump on it or did he jump on it?
Boy, he got on it with both feet now. Come on, fella, so close to you being loose. There you go. Where was he at? He was right out here in the middle of the ocean where he was at.
Yep.
Lots of feedback in here. Holding those fish, I guess, huh?
Yeah, they were in here.